In the far future, the Ancient Ones almost destroy humanity in an event known as the 60-Minute War. Afterward, the survivors team up and create gigantic moving cities that now roam the Earth. Larger cities hunt and absorb smaller towns in the Great Hunting Ground, which includes Europe. However, in Asia, a group that opposes traction cities has created a static settlement protected by the shield wall. One day Hester notices that the predator city of London is approaching the mining town of Salzhocken. Since her goal is to kill London's head historian Thaddeus, she runs to mingle among the people of Salzhocken in case they get caught and absorbed. Soon the alarm starts wailing and everyone panics as their town starts to move to get away. In contrast, the people in London are cheering for the hunt. Salzhocken moves as fast as possible, but London is faster and more powerful, so it's not hard to chase after them. Salzhocken's drivers decide to empty the silos, hoping that with less weight they can go faster. They head toward the foothills and almost fall off the edge, but they turn the town at the last second. Unfortunately, the sudden movement causes it to start losing pieces, including a wheel. London uses the chance to shoot a bunch of chained harpoons and quickly captures Salzhocken to then swallow it. Once inside, the citizens of Salzhocken are told to hand over any old tech. Meanwhile, Thaddeus' daughter Catherine is at the London Museum, where they keep technology like smartphones and toasters as ancient relics. She's waiting for historian apprentice Tom, who is running late as usual. After running through the city during the chase, he arrives at the museum and helps Catherine look for information about the 60-Minute War. He shows her a machine he built himself with old pieces, which he uses to play a video of an energy weapon called Medusa destroying a whole city. This is why the ancients created a crash drive to shut down the weapon. Recently Tom has noticed that some pieces have gone missing, but his bosses didn't take him seriously when they told them, so he's built a secret compartment that requires a password. He shows Catherine the weapons-grade tech he's hidden there, unaware that historian apprentice Herbert is spying on them. Tom wants to throw it all in the swamp so nobody will ever use to cause pain and death again. When the duo leaves the office, Herbert says he's demoting Tom and sends him to clean the lower levels. Since it's rush hour, Herbert knows he won't make it in time and he'll finally be fired. However, Catherine tells Tom she can get him there fast. Using her VIP pass, Catherine gets them to travel in the special elevators. During the trip, Tom explains he must get to the lower level to get any old relics dropped by the new citizens and take them to the museum. If he isn't fast enough, workers will throw them in the trash and later the furnaces as fuel. In the lower levels, the people of Salzhocken are brought in for processing and any weapons are taken away. Hester goes through without issue because she's hiding her knife inside her sleeve. Soon Tom makes it to the bins and starts retrieving old tech like toasters, gaining the approval of Thaddeus. He's come down because they found a fusion inverter cell, which is extremely dangerous. Tom points out the engineers stole all the cells they had in the museum, and Thaddeus promises to get rid of it. Nearby, a man from Salzhocken pushes a guard, who answers by punching him. This triggers a fight among a few men, so Thaddeus yells to stop them. Hester uses the chance to get close to him and Tom notices her, so he tries to warn Thaddeus but it's too late. Announcing its revenge for her mother, Hester stabs Thaddeus. When he pushes her off, Hester's scarf falls and reveals a nasty scar. She tries to attack again to finish him off but is stopped by Tom, who quickly disarms her. A furious Hester punches him in the stomach as the alarms start wailing, announcing the arrival of the officers. Hester immediately runs away and Tom chases after her, even following her when she does a big jump to go over a retrieving platform. The duo enters Salzhocken, which is in the process of being destroyed by giant saws and claws. They have to be carefully to dodge every piece of moving machinery and not to stay too long on buildings that are coming down. They keep running from surface to surface and end up on a platform where they must hurry up because a huge rolling machine is bringing down everything behind them. Hester goes through a door and closes it behind her, so Tom has to make an extra effort to push through. The chase continues on the other side, but Hester has to change directions when she sees Thaddeus coming for her as well. Afraid of getting caught, Hester jumps over the railing of the garbage disposal, only for Tom to grab her wrist to save her. She tells him to ask Thaddeus about her scar and her dead mother before she forces him to let go and falls. When Thaddeus arrives, Tom repeats what Hester said and Thaddeus pushes him to make him fall too. Soon Catherine and the guards catch up to him and they believe Thaddeus when he says the duo fell when the railing broke. Only Catherine notices Bevis hiding nearby. Since the garbage disposal should throw the bodies out, aircraft are sent out to search for them but they aren't successful. Hester is successfully hiding in a track left by the moving cities and she's hidden Tom under the leaves. Once the aircraft are gone, she searches his pockets and steals his money and knife. At that moment Tom wakes up and starts following her, so an annoyed Hester threatens him with the knife. This doesn't stop Tom, who convinces her to stick together for now. In London, Mayor Crome scolds Thaddeus because his plans aren't going anywhere and he's wasting too many resources. Thaddeus then goes to visit his best scientist, who is in the process of developing a weapon for him. She'll need several more weeks unless Thaddeus can find her more old tech. After Thaddeus gives her the fusion cell, the doctor shares that an offshore prison has captured a stalker, a creature that is half zombie half robot. This one is a bounty hunter that keeps screaming Hester's name. Thaddeus immediately flies to that prison and meets Shrike on a cell hanging above the sea. Shrike is hunting down Hester to kill her because she broke a promise, which is exactly what Thaddeus needs. He returns to his aircraft and opens fire on the prison, destroying its support beams and bringing down the cell so Shrike can escape. Meanwhile, Catherine finds Bevis and follows him around until he tells him what he saw. Thaddeus tried to kill both Hester and Tom. He explains the energy project from the ads is a cover-up for something bigger being built in the cathedral, but he never found a way in because of the guards. Catherine volunteers to help him. Back to Hester, she teaches Tom to drink dirty water from the ground if he wants to survive and shares her Twinkies. Tom freaks out because this food is over 1,000 years old, but Hester explains the food of the ancients never gets bad. That night Hester dreams of her younger self running through a big field with a bleeding wound on her face. When she wakes up, she finds Tom yelling and shaking his arms to get the attention of two moving towns. Unfortunately, they're scavengers who start shooting their harpoons at them. Hester pushes Tom out of the way just in time to dodge them and the duo has to start running. Tom has trouble to climb out of the track and Hester helps him up, but when Tom turns around she's disappeared. The towns are about to get him so he steps back, only to fall into a hole. It turns out both of them have fallen into an underground town called Scuttlebug, which starts moving as soon as the scavengers are gone. At first the driver and his wife seem to be rather kind, but soon they throw Hester and Tom in a cell. While resting, Hester shares that her mother Pandora died when she was 8. Pandora was an archaeologist who traveled around the world and dug up the past. Thaddeus was a close friend who visited her often, until one day they dug out something very dangerous. Seeing that Thaddeus wanted it for his own dark goals, Pandora tried to take it from him and they started fighting. When she defended herself, Thaddeus fell and knocked over a lamp, starting a fire. A desperate Pandora gave little Hester a necklace and told her to keep it safe before Thaddeus stabbed her. Hester tried to save her mom and Thaddeus attacked her with his knife, giving her the scar. Little Hester then ran away and Thaddeus escaped with the mysterious object. Tom asks Hester for his knife and opens a hatch on the floor so they can escape. However, Hester has a wounded leg and can't jump this high, so she tells Tom to leave without her. Tom refuses to leave her alone and closes the hatch. Afterward the duo is taken into another town to be sold as slaves. When the auction begins, the wanted rebel Anna announces she's buying Hester. The auctioneer knows there's a big bounty on Anna's head and wants to catch her, so Anna shoots him in the head. The crowd and the guards go crazy and a fight ensues as Anna continues to shoot any man that tries to grab her. Hester takes a gun from a dead guard and shoots Tom's chains to free him, then the duo runs away together while Anna changes her gun for a sword and continues to bring down any person that attacks her. She even has a blade hidden in her shoe to kill people with her kicks. There are small towns everywhere, which makes escaping the area really hard. Tom and Hester keep dodging them until they find an open area, only to be blocked by Shrike. The duo has no choice but to start climbing on a town's giant wheel and jumping to another wheel to then land on a platform. Shrike easily catches up to them and corners them, but before he can attack Anna appears in her aircraft and shoots him down. Hester quickly comes aboard and Anna takes off, not interested in saving Tom. Refusing to leave him behind, Hester throws some rope and he starts climbing it, but Shrike grabs it as well and begins pulling. Anna gives Hester a blade and tells her to cut the rope, however Hester throws it at Tom and he cuts the rope under him to leave Shrike behind. Once the aircraft is far enough, Anna puts it in autopilot and takes care of Hester's wound. She explains she used to know Pandora and has been looking for Hester since Pandora's death. Anna doesn't understand how Hester survived alone all these years, and Tom realizes Shrike raised her. At first Hester is upset her secret is out, but then she agrees to share her story. After her mother died, Hester wandered alone through the swamplands until she collapsed. That's when Shrike found her and took her in. He also took the necklace. Inside his vehicle he had lots of creepy dolls, and Hester theorized he was trying to find himself because she discovered a picture from his human days. Shrike wanted her to become a stalker like her, and Hester promised to do it. However, she ran away when she learned London was in the area and she had Thaddeus within her reach. Shrike has been hunting her down since then. A few hours later they make it to Airhaven, the city in the sky. Here all the rebels gather to form the Anti-Traction League. Anna explains that Pandora had found something dangerous and told Anna that if anything happened to her, Anna had to find Hester because she was the only one who could stop Thaddeus. Hester can't remember what her mother found, but when the rebels mention some intel about Thaddeus gathering fusion cells, Tom draws a strange symbol that Hester recognizes. Tom explains the mysterious object is the control system of a quantum energy weapon, and Anna guesses Thaddeus wants to destroy the shield wall in Asia. In London, Herbert approaches Thaddeus to tell him he's found a cache of old teach. Later Catherine and Bevis meet with the museum director, who tells them engineers have broken into Tom's secret compartment and taken all the tech. Then he reveals a secret tunnel behind a wall with thousands of stairs. It'll be quite an effort to climb them, but it'll drop them right into the cathedral. Minutes later, the duo comes out of a sarcophagus in the cathedral just in time to watch Thaddeus finish his weapon using the tech from the museum and Pandora's control system. It's called Medusa, just like the one from the video. At that moment Major Chrome bursts into the cathedral, furious because Thaddeus sent orders to make London go east. His anger gets worse when he sees Medusa and realizes Thaddeus wants to go to war, as if he didn't learn any lessons from history. Chrome orders the engineers to shut the weapon down, but everybody ignores him and Thaddeus kills him with a shot. In the shadows, Catherine finally sees her father's real face. At Airhaven, the rebels receive a message saying that London is coming to the east. Suddenly the power goes out and they hear screaming outside. Hester recognizes it as a diversion tactic. At the same time Shrike bursts into the room, but he doesn't get hurt when the rebels open fire. Next they try attacking him with blades, only for Shrike to easily kill them one by one. Some men are thrown through the wall while others are tossed in a hole in the ground. Shrike never gets a single scratch while defending himself. At that moment an explosion happens and the city catches on fire, slowly bringing it down. Soon most of the population are escaping in aircraft and Tom and Hester run to find one as well. Anna and the rebels continue to fight Shrike with swords and axes, but it's still incredibly easy for Shrike to bring them down one by one. With a jump, Anna lands her shoe blade on Shrike's chest, finally causing some damage. Then the rebels throw a grenade that sticks to Shrike's leg and when it blows up, it makes a hole in the ground that makes him fall. Now the rebels can evacuate as well, unaware that Shrike is holding on some steel beams. When Tom and Hester are about to reach Anna's aircraft, Shrike appears in front of them. Tom tries to attack him to defend Hester, so Shrike grabs him by the neck and throws him on the floor before stepping on his chest. Hester immediately grabs Shrike's leg to stop him as she begs for Tom's life. Noticing her tears, Shrike steps back in shock as he realizes Shrike loves this boy. Suddenly the damage causes his systems to fail and he falls to his knees. Shrike gives Hester the necklace and releases her from her promise before he falls dead. As the city begins to fall, Anna arrives to drag the duo into her aircraft and they finally get to escape. Airhaven soon crashes on the ground. The next day the rebel aircraft fly through a hole in the shield wall and make it to Shangua, a city that is settled down and doesn't move. They immediately meet with Governor Quan to tell him London is coming and Anna thinks they should strike first. Tom protests because destroying London would kill all the innocent civilians as well and Quan agrees it shouldn't be the case, but they don't have an alternative. It's either London or Shangua. Alarms are raised in the city and everyone rushes to get ready to fight. In the evening London is finally close enough to the wall and Thaddeus activates Medusa while Anna sends out the aircraft. While waiting, Hester finds a portrait of the Medusa myth that reminds her of the necklace. She finally opens it and is surprised to find a crash drive inside, which she immediately shows to Tom. At that moment the weapon finishes charging and shoots its first energy beam at the wall, destroying dozens of aircraft, the defense cannons, and thousands of people. The wall receives severe damage and a huge fire ensues. The falling debris and collapsing buildings kill even more citizens. In London, the crowd cheers. Now the weapon needs some minutes to recharge. Hester and Tom tell Anna that they need to get to London to shut Medusa down and she agrees to take them there while the other rebels provide cover. As the aircraft get closer to London, Thaddeus shoots the weapon again. The aircraft dodge the best they can and aren't brought down, but they do receive damage. Then the rebels get in formation to attract the enemy's attention while Anna flies low in the shadows. London opens normal fire and the rebel aircraft do the same, bringing down some city buildings and causing the crowd to panic. A light finds Anna so a rebel comes closer to destroy it, exposing him to enough fire that causes him to crash. The other rebels start concentrating on destroying all the lights, allowing Anna to fly safely. Unfortunately this exposes the entire team and while they successfully destroy every beacon, they're all brought down in the process. Anna drops Hester near the cathedral before opening fire on the guards. Then she jumps on the roof of the building, leaving the aircraft in Tom's hands. When Thaddeus is about to shoot Medusa again, Anna shows up and tries to kill him first, however a guard takes the shot for him. The computer warns them that the system is overheating and all engineers run away in fear, so now Hester can sneak inside. Thaddeus fires his own gun and wounds Anna before they start fighting with blades. At first it looks like their skills are pretty even, but Anna becomes distracted because she sees Hester at the computer and wants to keep Thaddeus' attention away from her. Holding Anna over the balcony, Thaddeus stabs her to kill her, but Anna dies peacefully while watching Hester finally shut Medusa down. As the weapon collapses on itself, Thaddeus leaves the cathedral and finds Catherine, who insults him for being a murderer and says he's failed. However Thaddeus disagrees and says the wall is going down. At the same time his men enter London's control room and kill all the operators. Now the city's moving forward with no control, meaning it'll crash against the wall to destroy it. Catherine runs to the control room as well and tries using the brakes, but they've been broken. She manages to contact Tom and he makes a plan. At the same time Thaddeus is trying to escape in his own aircraft, only to find Hester blocking his way. When she gets ready to kill him, Thaddeus reveals he's her father. Hester suddenly remembers Pandora and Thaddeus kissing, and the distraction allows Thaddeus to disarm her. Back to Catherine, she opens the city gate and Tom flies inside to shoot at the engine, which starts blowing up. As London shakes and slows down, Hester jumps on Thaddeus and they get in a fight on top of his aircraft, which is now taking off. After lots of struggle, Thaddeus holds Hester against the railing to choke her, only for Hester to take out Tom's knife and slash her father's face. However, she doesn't kill him and instead she jumps over the railing just in time for Tom to pick her up. Once they're at a safe distance, Tom fires at Thaddeus' aircraft, which falls and crashes on the ground. Thaddeus manages to survive, but he's landed right next to London. The city runs over him before it finally comes to a stop. There's a big hole in the wall now. Catherine guides the London survivors toward it and finds a bunch of guards, but Quan makes them put down their weapons and welcomes the refugees. In Anna's aircraft, Hester and Tom agree to explore the world together. Make sure to subscribe our channel Cinema-Fathom and turn on notifications so you can watch more videos like this. Thanks for watching.